I admire the creators of the musical Atomic for their ambition and New Line Theatre for doing it. The creators are two Australians, Danny Ginges for book and lyrics, Philip Foxman for music and lyrics. It strikes me as still a little unformed, in need of further thought and revision, and worth the effort. Its subject is huge, the atomic bomb, nuclear weapons, nuclear power. It deals with the subject through the lens of one man, Leo Szilard, a physicist who was born in Hungary, moved to Germany to study with Albert Einstein. Idealistically, he was excited by the atom's possibility as a source of unlimited power. He went to England when Hitler came to power, then to the US. He knew the German physicists were trying to create an atomic bomb, a major game changer. He persuaded his old teacher Einstein to sign a letter Szilard wrote to President Roosevelt, urging him to begin a program in the US to make the bomb. Roosevelt set up the Manhattan Project, and Szilard became a part of it. His name is less familiar now than those of some of his colleagues, like Enrico Fermi, with whom Szilard created the first chain reaction, and J. Robert Oppenheimer, called the father of the atomic bomb, and Edward Teller, father of the hydrogen bomb. But the project could not have succeeded without Szilard. He was not an easy colleague and grew restive under the project's strict control by the military. When Germany surrendered, Szilard assumed the project would end. He was shocked to learn of plans to use it on a Japanese city. He urged unsuccessfully that the bomb be dropped on an uninhabited area as a demonstration. Like others on the Manhattan Project, Szilard was appalled by what he had helped to create, especially as the nuclear-armed USA and USSR confronted each other in the Cold War and threatened massive destruction. So the musical Atomic asks its audience to understand something of nuclear physics, of the politics of the mid-20th century, of military bureaucracy in wartime, and especially of the moral issues raised by nuclear weapons and their use. We also learn about Szilard himself and his long-term relationship with the woman who eventually became his wife, Trude Weiss. That's a lot for an audience to digest. I admire New Line directors Scott Miller and Mike Dowdy for the uncluttered simplicity of their staging. They and scenic and lighting designer Rob Lippert give us simply a conference room table and chairs with a bar at one end for after-work scenes and a wall with window and door at the other, useful in the action, and also with musical director Jeffrey Richard Carter and his fine ensemble placed behind it. The table doesn't leave room for much action, but that's okay. We focus on what is said and sung. Atomic has been billed as a rock musical. I like the music, but little of it seems to me like very powerful rock, hardly in the league of Spring Awakening as music of today enriching characters from an earlier time. Zachary Allen Farmer fully explores the complications of Leo Szilard, and Here is moving as the loyal Trude Weiss. Reynaldo Arceno makes an intense Enrico Fermi. I wish he would temper the Italian accent. What Fermi says about scientists and politics is important. So can be the case for military discipline in war, and it's weakened, as is Szilard's response, by broadly caricaturing Army General Groves, the project's head, played by Shawn Michael, and Arthur Compton, the civilian head, though he's less so as the play progresses. He's played by Ryan Scott Foizey. Michael doubles as Edward Teller, Jeffrey Wright doubles as Oppenheimer, and as Paul Tibbets, a young pilot eager for revenge for Pearl Harbor. Larissa White turns in a strong performance as Leona Woods, a physicist on the project unintimidated by the men's condescension, and Victoria Valentine capably fills 3 roles. Well-done period costumes are by Sarah Porter, sound by Benjamin Rosemann. Atomic is an important piece. I hope it continues to evolve.
And I hope they pay attention to your comments, which I thought were very well taken.
Well, thank you. And let's hear the music.
Hey, thanks for watching. Click here to subscribe and check us out on Facebook. The link is below.